This, my beautiful, lovely, wonderful, and adored viewers, is excitement in a box. It goes beyond a game, because what you can see on this table came from this little box that doesn't exist fully yet. Playa, this is your next project for NSKN that's going to be coming to Kickstarter very soon indeed,
Very soon.
based on your Mistfall universe.
Yes, it's going to come on Kickstarter on Halloween, actually. 31st is the moment, and the fact is that this table is way too small to show everything that is in the box. So we had to, we had to squeeze things in. You'll need a little bit more to play this game. Now, what it is about? Yes, we're coming back to the Mistfall universe. We're coming back to Estamir again. We're coming back with a game that is competitive this time. So unlike Mistfall, this one is you're playing against other players, although, again, you won't be attacking other players because we're all heroes and we're playing nicely with each other. What we are doing here, every hero is trying to write the best chronicle, hence Chronicles of Frost. Now, mechanically, it's a 45 to 60 minute game. Usually it clocks around 50 minutes. And what we will be doing here, it's based on mechanisms of deck building and board building. So deck building in some areas works quite like other deck building games, which is you start with a hero. That hero starts with their own deck. Those decks are different for every hero. As you play the game, as you walk around the world, as you face enemies, as you go through quests, you get resolve, which allows you to buy more cards. Those bought cards go into your discard pile, then as you reshuffle, they come back into your hand. Now, what's the whole thing about Chronicle? Well, as you play the game, you also retire some cards. Retiring means putting a card into your Chronicle. What is important is that a card is worth more points for you when it is in your Chronicle. So when let's say when your deeds are being actually recorded, then this has a more lasting effect for you. There is another important new element for this, because what you do during the game, every card is divided into two parts. The top part is something you get whenever you play the card. But the bottom card you have to unlock, and you do it using skill tokens. Every hero comes with a skill token you can use once per turn, and again you can get more as you play. Or you can decide to exert yourself. So, take some damage, put some wounds on your hero, go further, and do more. Unlock the bottom part, which gives you more. And it's something, thematically, it's something I'm really happy with, because when we always look at stories of heroes, we are impressed by their skills. We are impressed by how smart Odysseus was. We are impressed by how strong Achilles was. But what we relate with is sometimes the struggles and the fact that they have to go further, that they have to exert themselves to do something, to achieve something, to go back home, for example, for Odysseus. And this is, thematically, it's this element cooked into this game. Now, I said that it's also a world building, because or a board building, as you move around the board, there is a stack of locations, and there are mechanisms in the game. So when you play, you can simply go into the wild and draw a location and place it on the table, or you can decide to scout for it. If you decide to scout for it, when you spend a little bit of one of the resources you have on cards, you can draw a number of cards, choose one of them, place them on the table. And this is important for two reasons. One of them is that every location comes with a type of enemy. It comes with its own special ability when you rest at that location, but also every location comes with what is called a discovery bonus. So the person who places that location on the table immediately gets a little boon. I was the person who found it, and there is something I gained from that. Maybe the sight was so incredible that it lifted me up and I was able to get rid of some wounds. Maybe it was a place so important that it actually allows me to put one of the cards in my Chronicle. It was an important step. Or something else, or maybe it raised my resolve, and on that turn I was able to learn something new quicker.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this a little bit Mistfall light?
It uses deck building, so in this sense, yes. And people who played it said that you can feel my style in the game, but I don't know if it's Mistfall Light. It's, in a way, it's a very different game because of how fast it plays as well. I honestly don't know. I mean, I think that if you like Mistfall, you will like this game. If you ever felt that Mistfall is maybe too heavy for you, there is still an excellent chance that this game will fit your play style and your gaming tastes quite well.
I like one thing about the game, and it's that despite the fact that it is card-based, I can see that you've made a lot of effort to minimize language dependency, because there's an awful lot of icons and not a huge amount of wording.
Yes, but the truth is that the cards you start with, they are very basic. So in their case, it's usually a very simple +1 this or +1 this. With the more advanced card, there is a bit more text because you can do more interesting things. And just to add one thing to it, the game comes. I wanted to streamline many things, which is why, if you remember Mistfall, there were many symbols here. There are basically 4 important symbols in this game, and everything you have on a small player aid, which explains everything you can do during a turn. So language dependency, I mean, definitely when you start the game, it's quite simple, but probably as the game grows and in the future maybe we expand something, or maybe we add something during the Kickstarter, the language dependency may actually recede a little, but you will get cards that are a bit more, I don't want to say complex, but interesting.
Tell me a little bit about the Kickstarter campaign. How many tiers are there going to be, and how accessible is the game going to be?
When you're asking about your tiers?
Yes, how many pledge levels?
Oh, we really want we really want simple Kickstarter campaigns. So there will be exactly 2 tiers, 2 pledge levels. One of them is just the game. The other one is a game with a miniature pack, because we have produced a miniature pack that has all 13 heroes of the Mistfall universe, and you will be able to get them to use, instead of pawns or meeples we will put into the game, actual miniatures of the heroes. So we really want this to be very simple for you to pass through, make a choice, know if the game is for you. The thing is that we want the people who go to our Kickstarter to decide to spend time thinking if they like the game, what they like about the game, and not spend time sifting through 6 different pledge levels and thinking, oh, which one should I choose?
That's good, because I'm sick of that kind of Kickstarter projects, to be honest with you. Okay, the game is obviously, the pre-production of the game is pretty much finished in there. A couple of things may change here and there. When is the delivery expected?
The delivery is expected next year. This will be, I think, Q2 2018.
Okay, so it's not a long wait until people get it.
No, it's not a long wait. If you know our Kickstarters, we plan things ahead quite well, and we want to deliver. We want to have a realistic timeline, but also one that will deliver your game to you in a reasonable time. And I would say that 90% of the time we are on time or before time, so that pretty much works for us.
Question that I don't know if you will have the answer for, but how many stretch goals have you already prepared?
Well, I know our campaigns have a tendency to go through all the stretch goals we have, and then we have to tell people we don't have any more. So I have a pretty long, what I think now is I have a pretty long list of stretch goals, but it may turn out that I really don't, as our backers have a tendency to really surprise us.
Well, there's fingers crossed that this time they do. Again, best of luck at the Kickstarter. I cannot wait to see it really shot through the roof and see this on the tables, because it's really up my alley as a game. So I'm going to congratulate you now. Congratulations, sir. Very well done for the Kickstarter.
Thank you so much.